Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Life is Better with Music with Gavin and Mitchell, the podcast that derives from Ray's Inspiring Productions. Today is DCI Kickoff Day. Today, DCI starts back up competitively. I know,
Whoa.
at least just for the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
But DCI Tour premiere in Detroit is happening when?
On the 28th.
28th. So all drum corps are coming back. Everyone's starting to perform, and we're gonna do a little DCI kickoff and kind of look at everyone's shows and see who's announced and who hasn't announced, and staff changes that have happened over the last couple years, and who is coming off a 2 year gap or just a 1 year gap, or did a season last year, or is not like gonna be out there this year. Like, it's just there's so many cores to talk about, and we're drum corps guys. We
We're
love
just
it.
gonna go a brief little excerpt on each one just because there's so many.
Yeah, we just want to look at them. Just look at the
Yeah.
show designs, like look at their logo and be like, okay, see if there's any rep that we know or anything like that. And then throughout the weeks, we'll obviously break down the shows, have more videos, and see how they're performing competitively and personally, and see who we might think is top 12, top 6, top 3. Um, without as much bias as possible.
I'm gonna try to withhold bias.
um,
Blue
but
Devils for
okay.
the win.
No, Boston. Woohoo!
I don't
Boston.
know. We'll
Hey.
see, man. We will see. We
Okay,
will
so
see soon enough.
you have the DCI list up, correct?
Correct. Let's
And
start off with world class. Let's hit up the academy from Tempe,
okay,
Arizona.
so can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So I am on the DCI website. This is their DCI 2022 show announcement tracker. We love this because we get to see everyone. So the Academy, a world of my creation. Is that Willy Wonka?
No, I don't think so. I think that's P.T. Barnum,
P.T. Barnum?
the guy who the movie The Greatest Showman was
Yeah,
about.
Greatest Showman.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be cool.
because some of the lyrics in what's the song? I'm forgetting the song. Gosh, give me a second. It's gonna come to me, or I'm gonna look it up right now.
Okay. While he's thinking about that, just a reminder: t-shirts for pre-order ends August 14th, the day after DCI finals, and they'll get sent out late August, early September.
Got it.
And that's on raisinspiringproductions.com. And yeah, back to Mitchell. Got to do a plug, a
A
merch
million
plug,
dreams.
a
A
million
world of my
dreams.
creation. Um, I would have to probably see a million dreams being a ballad.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Um,
thinking.
We've seen a couple groups recently use A Million Dreams as a ballad, specifically Hebron High School from 2019 in their show Among the Stars, which
We did a
definitely,
podcast on that one.
yes, we did. That was the very first one.
That was
Um,
the first one with Broken Arrow,
yes,
2018.
sir. What a show. That was a wonderful show to compete against. Hebron performed their hearts out, and yeah, it was a really fun show to watch. And
So
I think
so
this should be more fun, or this should be
yeah,
just as fun to watch. Academy had a season last year. I actually know someone who was in their mellophone line, and who is still in their mellophone line this year. So, I haven't really talked to her. I'm gonna text her and see if I can get a little
any
bit
scoop.
more. Yeah, I do want to know. I'm kind of piqued. This has piqued my interest. What's your favorite
Do
Academy show?
mine?
Yes,
Honest, I don't.
Drum
The
Corps
thing with
Bride.
mm, yeah, it's Drum Corps Bride, most
Didn't that show
definitely.
break into finals?
Did it?
I think that show was in finals.
The thing I've always loved about Academy is I've always loved their uniforms.
Yeah, their
They
uniforms have
have
always been super
like,
cool.
they may not always make finals,
No,
but like
that
their
shouldn't measure
uniforms.
that shouldn't measure how
Yeah,
successful a core is or how good a
yeah,
core is. I mean, sure, it's cool. You make top 12, cool. But at the end of the day, if you're
Hmm.
giving your members a fantastic experience, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. As long as you get to perform at your highest ability, that is all that matters.
Hmm.
And in the end of the day, you're in drum corps. Like,
Yeah,
who cares where you get placed? Like,
you're
I would have
doing
been,
drum corps.
yeah. If I was in Boston Crusaders and like still this year and we got placed 13th, I would not care.
No,
I'd be like, this is a cool show. Like, I love
sure,
it.
I would have been like, yeah, dang, we didn't make finals,
Yeah,
but
like
that's
right
not the
there.
biggest thing. Oh, especially the 13th, that would sting.
Yeah, first out.
First out of finals, God.
um, do you think that's gonna be like on their T-shirts? That logo right there, the
I think
world of my.
so. I feel like it could be like, on the back.
It looks like Willy Wonka to me.
I could
I
see
don't
it.
like
I
you
don't know.
like with the
I'll have to
top
get more
hat
information about it, but yeah.
and kind of like the hair, like how the hair is.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
could
I was
be
looking at,
that
and I
could
was
be
like,
it.
is that Willy Wonka?
I think it might it's either P.T. Barnum or Willy Wonka. It's either A Million
Well,
Dreams or Pure Imagination.
I
That's
was
the
about to say
ballad
like
I would have
because with pure
I
imagination,
would think.
it's like a world of my creation. Like I think it's actually Willy
That
Wonka.
might be it. That might be it, now that I'm
I mean,
thinking
it
about
could
it.
still be vice versa, and they're just using the song, but
We'll
I
see. We'll see.
we'll
Who
see.
knows? We'll see in a couple
DCI is this
days.
week.
Yes,
When do they
sir.
perform? Do we know?
Um, Let me pull that up real quick. Let's see schedule. Let's see schedules and
Are they,
tickets.
are they on DCI premiere?
Academy. Let's see. Their first show is on the 24th at Core of the Crest, ugh, San Diego. Excuse me, I have sinned. I am so sorry. I am
But
a horrible human being. God punish me. Send me down to the pits of hell with
it's
Hades.
it. Hades.
See what I
Another
did there?
plug.
See what
Another
I did
plug.
there? I got
Yeah,
you.
listen. It's gonna happen all the time
It's gonna
because
happen.
I did it on the old podcast, so
Yeah.
everyone has their time.
Well, if you
Um.
think about it, Academy show drum. I don't know if it's pronounced Drum Corpse Bride because zombie like a dead corpse, and it was spelled like corpse.
Oh, it was probably Drum Corpse Bride then. I wouldn't know. I didn't march the show.
I wouldn't know either. I know it was a really good show. It's been a hot second since I've seen it though. I definitely have to go take a look at that again.
So who's next?
Let us see. Let's
Who's
see.
next on our list here?
Let's see. Let's go with the Blue Devils from Concord, California.
Blue Devils. So their show is Tempest Blue or Tempest Blue. Tempest. I think Tempest is probably
I
right.
think it's
Right?
Tempest, yeah.
Tempest Blue. I
Seems
don't really
like it.
see a logo here.
They have a logo.
Oh,
It's
they have
full rep.
full rep. Hell yeah.
Carnival of Venice. Paganini. I love Paganini. Carmel High School played Rhapsody on a theme of Paganini in 2021 as their ballad, and that was something. But that was absolutely crazy. But Carnival of Venice is a very popular piece. Silk Sonic intro by Bruno Mars.
That's
Man,
interesting.
that seems like a very Blue Devils thing. Like only Blue Devils can pull off some stuff. Like they played Rihanna a couple of years ago in Metamorph. If
Yeah.
memory serves me correct. God, that was 5 years ago now. Wow. Metamorph
They
was.
have a lot of rep.
Let it sink in though. Let me just point out that Metamorph was 5 years ago.
Oh my lord, it is.
This is crazy. Where's time gone? I was watching that in finals and seeing that sweep the floor with everyone.
I feel so
That
old. That
show.
was
Yeah.
my freshman year.
God, that was my sophomore year at high school. Jeez.
Dang.
Wow.
That's so
That's
long. It doesn't
that's
feel that
something.
long ago.
No, it
Like I
doesn't.
still listen to Metamorph weekly.
Yeah. I can still play the ballad. The
So
trumpet part from the ballad.
so Tempest Blue. Yeah, their 65th anniversary. Tempest Blue. Maybe that's relating with all the lapis lazuli in the original composition and blue and all that because it's their
I'm
65th
interested.
anniversary.
Yeah, I'm interested. I know the Carnival of Venice. I know the name Henry Mancini. I don't know that specific chart. I know Silk Sonic, Bruno Mars. I don't know any of these other charts.
Yeah, a lot of these I'm actually very like unfamiliar with, but so I'm very
We'll
interested.
see.
But Blue
We'll
Devils
see.
always does a lot of rep. Like they
They
always have
do.
so much.
And they always have some like rep that's really out there. Like in 2018, they had the tenor feature or the percussion feature in the closer, the drum line feature in the closer that we did. I know for a fact we talked about, where we had a very, very long debate. You know exactly the one I'm talking about.
I'm indifferent.
Should
I'm
have beaten
indifferent.
Vanguard in 2018. I will go to my grave saying that. I will go to my grave saying that.
So let's be honest here. So Blue Devils, yeah, they did something last season, but 2 year gap of actual like field performance.
Basically, basically 2 year gap. You know, of course they did something. They still did
Yeah.
something for their performers, which is cool. But it was definitely more like dance oriented, not like
hmm
marching really. I mean,
So
not to dog on them. I'm not trying to dog on them at all.
mhm.
I'm glad that they did something for their performers, instead of, some other groups that just didn't come out, which, and do anything. But, I get it
They
that
did what they could though.
every core is in a different spot, especially when COVID hit, and with in terms of finance, that's a whole big issue.
Yeah.
Um,
And I mean every core did the best they could and that's all like I could ask for
yeah.
and I don't no dogging on any core. Like
No, no,
respect for
no,
every core,
no,
we're not here
we're
to
not dogging
put
on
any
any
core
core.
down. We're not here to put them down. We're here to talk
Just
about
talk
it and
about it. Yeah. No, yeah, no bad vibes, no nothing toward no hate towards Blue Devils. Well, I think we should definitely look at maybe putting together our predictions at the beginning of the season for top
mhm.
12 and placements and caption awards. We should
And
definitely look at doing that soon.
I don't mean to be that guy. I love Blue Devils, but I don't see Blue Devils making top 3 this year. I don't. I
That's a hot
really don't.
take. That's a hot take, that's a very hot take.
And
Um,
it's the reasoning why is because again, I'm not trying to be biased, but or not blue, yeah, Blue Coats, Boston Crusaders, even Carolina Crown, the Cadets, they all have a lot of vets.
they're bringing heat, yeah,
Like they're bringing heat, and yeah, Blue Devils has vets, and have vets from before COVID, but
and from other cores
and
too.
other cores.
Just because the legacy that Blue Devils has developed and the reputation
hmm
that they have as being at the peak of this activity. If you want
hmm
to go play with the best, I'm not specifically saying that they're the best, but the saying, the general vibe in the
hmm
activity is, if you want to play with the best, you play at the Blue Devils.
Yeah,
At this
I
point in
mean,
the activity,
you can't deny Blue Devils are
definitely
a,
one of the
a
top.
best core. Like
I could
one
see
of
it.
the best cores. They've won
That
a lot and they perform highly. Their
And
staff is
there's a reason
amazing.
for that. Yeah, Chip Crotch, John Meehan, Scojo,
Skojo.
Scojo. And the players that they've had. The Funliner podcast. They have it's a bunch of Blue Devils vets. Brandon Olander from the Drumline. The snare god of DCI. And he is. He definitely is.
I'm not disagreeing.
I don't think there's any contest with that one. That man is a absolute legend. God. All right. And let me just look up here. Let me see when they're scheduled to make their debut.
I think
Um,
I think is it not today? The
I
23rd?
don't think I want to see. Let me just double check. No, it's the 25th at the drum corps at the Rose Bowl. I want to make it out to that show at some point. Go to the Rose Bowl, watch drum
hmm
corps.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I
Um,
mean, Blue Devils, like again, I know I had a hot take, and it's just because there are so many, and also a lot of staff changes too for like a lot of cores. Like I know
yeah,
Boston, we got a new brass guy.
I know there's definitely a lot of, additions to the cadets. When we get to the cadets, I'll definitely go into a little bit more in depth. Although I will say, Gavin, have you heard the name Al Chez?
Yeah.
He's a brass consultant for the cadets now. He's back with the home team where he marched and he taught. He's back with them right now. Working with the brass, working with the horn line. So, that's, Al Chez is a big name,
Yeah.
and
'Cause I'm trying to remember. I'll remember it by the time we get to Boston specifically.
oh, for
But
sure. Yeah, we'll get there. Let's move on to the Blue Knights from Denver, Colorado.
Blue Knights. Ooh, vibe.
That's a very Blue Knights show.
Yeah, Blue Knights is
Blue
always
Knights
like.
have a vibe. Like there's uh, no pun intended, but they have a certain just kind of thing, just a certain like you can tell if a show is a Blue Knight show. Like
Mhm.
it's not bad by any means. They make finals consistently. Um, and they have a really really good staff. The brass caption head Keith Ty is a just a little plug here. Just a little fun fact. Keith Ty is a Carmel alumni. So you've got the reputation that Carmel has at the high school level. And Keith Ty coming out of the program, and look where he's directing a horn line that consistently makes finals. Um, they're it's a very Blue Knights show. Vibe
Yeah.
definitely seems. I think if you read more about it, I think they announced the repertoire from what I saw.
Uh,
If you wouldn't mind.
let's see.
I have a friend, I have a really good friend from high school who's on the snare line with Blue Knights. Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we got Neglected Space by Melvin Heap. I know the name of the composer. I don't know the chart.
Locked Out of
Whalers.
Heaven.
Yeah, I know Locked Out of Heaven. Um, don't worry, be happy. That definitely seems like a chart for this kind of show.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Favorite Blue Knights show, and also we have to say Blue Devils. We forgot to do Blue Devils' favorite show.
Oh, all right. So for me, Blue Devils. Oh God. So it's a tie. I'm gonna have to go with 92 Blue Devils and 2018. I'm
For
telling you,
me, my Blue Devils is 2017.
I
I know
respect it.
it's a
I
bandwagon
respect it.
show
But
sometimes,
it's
but
Metamorph.
it's good.
But it's
It's a
Metamorph.
good show.
It's Metamorph. And all the more reason to have a second one.
What about Blue Knights?
Gosh, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not as familiar with Blue Knight shows. Um,
Because
I just haven't watched too many Blue Knight shows.
no, like
Um,
because.
oh, that's right. Yep. What was the show they played? Fly to Paradise. You know the show I'm talking about, right? They played Fly to Paradise.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember.
Because
Isaac
the thing is,
talked about this.
I don't want to. I feel like watch it be because then I'm a fake because fan.
Man, I love Fly to Paradise when it's done right. Um, I definitely I love I whatever show I'm trying to remember whatever show they played Fly to Paradise in. That's my favorite Blue Knight show.
The audience will probably know. Obviously, someone will know.
Someone will know. It's just eluding me at this
I
point.
think is if I hear it, I'll know exactly what show it is.
Right, right, for
I'll know
sure.
exactly which one.
Hmm.
They marched last year, right?
Yes, they did. They
They
came
were
out
out.
last year. Yes.
Did they have
Um,
any staff changes? Do we know?
Not that I know of. I know one of our current band directors at Carmel, Matt Black, used to do stuff with them for like percussion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but outside of that, I'm not sure. Um,
I mean, it's always interesting. It's always a fight between Blue Knights and
Blue
Blue
Stars, yeah,
Stars.
for like seventh, eighth.
Who's gonna come up on top this year?
Right, I couldn't tell you, dude.
Well, the thing is, now leading into Blue Stars to be announced.
Well, I was gonna say when Blue Knights comes out first. They're coming out first on July 2nd at Drums Across the Desert in Tempe, Arizona, the Academy Home Show.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah, Blue
It's so weird to
Stars.
see like how different everyone's start date is.
Yeah, it really is. You would think that they just all start one day.
Or like within like a day of each other.
Right.
But
But
that's a couple of days.
that's how some cores, you can't
So
really argue with how cores do it. That's just
yeah,
their own.
that's a little more than a week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and well, we'll see as the season goes on and once all these cores start coming together for like the big shows like, Allentown, Atlanta, San
Mm-hmm.
Antonio, we'll start to see where they really stack up with each other.
Oh yeah.
We'll start to see the West Coast clash with the Midwest and the
The East
East,
Coast.
East Coast, East Coast, West Coast. A little plug.
Yeah.
Let's go. East
um,
Coast.
I mean, I've always loved Blue Knights. Like,
I do
I
too.
love their uniforms. They're very simple.
Yeah.
They're very clean. So I'm very excited to see what they do with this show. Like, even
Yeah,
their
this is a
low,
very
like the
interesting out there
design.
show, but it's not bad. It's just Blue Knights. It's a typical, it's
Yeah.
like it's what you expect from the Blue Knights, and it's not a bad thing. It's just there's not really anything else I can describe for lack of better words, vibe that I'm getting from the show other than it's a Blue Knight show.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting. But
Yeah. All right.
Blue
Blue
Stars.
Stars. Okay, so
That's next on
nothing.
your list too, right?
Let me just double check. I'm
It should
almost
be.
certain it should be. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. To be announced,
So
unless they
nothing
have
has
announced.
no, not that I know of. I know a couple people in the core. Actually, I go to school with a couple people in the core, a couple people in the Mellophone line. And they have not announced yet. They just had their community performance though. So I
Okay.
don't know when they're gonna announce. I would assume like a couple days before tour premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
they will be joining us at tour premiere in Michigan on the 28th
awesome.
at Ford
Because
Field. So
I assume, I'm just assuming, I'm assuming that they marched last year.
yes, they did. On Top of the World was their show. Yes.
Sorry,
Um,
my chair went down.
favorite show from Blue Stars.
The Carpenter was their show, right?
No, that was 18.
That was their show though,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I really did like that show. And
I
also
did too.
my high school band director, I don't know if he still does, Kevin Ford writes the drill for
Ooh.
Blue Stars. I don't know if he still does or not, but from
I
last
do
I heard.
remember asking. I asked the guy that marches Blue Stars. He did write their drill last year for sure. I know that because I asked him.
Mhm.
I was like, "How is it ready? How is it marching Kevin Ford's drill?" He's like, "It's something.
I dealt with it for years, so
It's something. It's not a bad thing at all.
it's good
It's good.
drill.
It's good
So
drill. He writes drill really well. Travis Larson's a really good brass caption head.
oh,
Travis
I
Larson's really good.
I think he's my friend on Facebook, Travis Larson.
I probably drum corps.
I always
I
see
always
his
call
posts on
Facebook.
Facebook, so
I always call Facebook Instagram for grandmas, but drum corps is it's a whole other thing with Facebook.
I'm not a grandma, Mitchell. I take offense to that. Well,
Forgive
again,
me.
same question
I'm
with
gonna
Blue
say
Stars.
2019. I love Call of the Wild. We had a Carmel alumni march in Call of the Wild. He was on the snare line. He was really good. He was definitely our strongest snare player when he was at Carmel. He was a senior in our 2016 show, Adagio Presto. And he was awesome. Love Adagio Presto, but that's a whole other story for another day. Go all into that one. Love that show. But I've always had a soft spot for Blue Stars. They have audition camps up in Indy. So, when I was first getting into auditions, I was like, I'll audition for Blue Stars as well because they're just down at the fairground. I love their core song. I love La Vie en Rose. Beautiful song. Call of the Wild in 19 though, they played Violi from you'll recognize it from Frozen.
Hmm.
But it's a really cool chart actually. Their props, they really sold the show. Their uniforms really sold the show. It was really cool. Kind of like a outdoorsy, kind of like a lumberjack kind of feel, like a
Hmm.
costuming.
Yeah.
And they had like this big mountain, like metal mountain prop. They had sleds, toboggans. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. So, and I know for a fact the Blue Stars are coming out to the Detroit show, the DCI tour premiere on the 28th.
Awesome. Because again, the same thing. Like, who's gonna come on top between the little rivalry between Blue
Yeah,
Stars and Blue Knights? It's like whoop whoop whoop,
it
or who
flip
knows?
flops every year.
Maybe someone will get between them,
Oh
or they'll
God,
like
you don't want that. You
who
don't want
knows?
that. You don't want that smoke.
You don't want to get in between that fight.
Don't get in between that dogfight.
But I mean,
All right.
Blue Stars great, but no show
Dang,
announcement. So
dang.
I assume Blue Coats is next on your list too.
Correction. Blue coats.
Coats.
Uh, yes, the
No
Blue Coats
show.
from Canton, Ohio. No show.
No
Um,
show yet.
what
I
are
I mean
your guesses?
I've heard some things, but I
I've
can't
heard
say it
some things as
obviously.
well. I know a couple friends that are marching in coats. One of the tuba players from UK, he marched Troopers last year, which was a really good show.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's marching coats. I don't know. I don't know I haven't heard too much other than he's having a good time out there. They're actually just up at spring training in IWU, Indiana Wesleyan University in I want to say Marion, Indiana, which is like a good
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes away from me. That's where DCI Open Class Finals is held.
Awesome.
Yes. But I've always liked the Blue Coats. I definitely thought that 2019 was justified. I thought everything
Uh,
on that show
that's
was
a whole
justified.
that
That's a
is a
whole other.
whole debate, and you don't want to open that right now,
I'm
Mitchell.
not gonna open that fight. I'm not gonna open that can of worms right now. I'm not.
Blue
But I'm
Coats,
just saying.
love the Blue Coats. One of my
Yeah.
favorite cores for uh, lots of reasons, but my favorite
hmm
shows from Blue Coats. It's a tie
16.
between three of them.
Really?
Downside Up, The Blue Coats,
Wow.
and Tilt. I
Yeah.
love Tilt.
I love Tilt. Tilt's so
Da-da,
cool.
da-da, da-da, da.
Da-da-da-da.
Like,
Yeah. The brass caption head at cadets now, Dr. Matt Stratton was the
mhm.
assistant brass caption head, and tuba specialist for the Blue Coats up until 2020 when Doc came back home to the cadets, where he marched and came to direct that horn line. Um,
It's so weird that within the last 3 years, just so many staff changes.
mhm.
I would say 4 years, like
Yeah,
lots, and
yeah, for sure.
like it's
Everyone
just
going everywhere. Yeah.
it's like a decent,
Um,
it's like a NFL draft. It's
yeah,
just
it's like a free agency.
everyone's going everywhere, but
Yeah.
it's good. The organizations are having change and bettering
Yeah.
themselves and all of
You
that.
know, I'd have to say my favorite Blue Coat show. I'm I'm a sucker for jazz. I
You're gonna say
like.
Metropolis, aren't you?
I was not gonna say Metropolis. I'd say
Session 44.
there you
Yeah, there we
go.
go.
I like Jagged Line. Hot take. I know.
Well,
Hot.
I like Jagged Line. There's nothing
I like
wrong with
Jagged.
I just don't like how they
Wow,
went from
wow, wow.
first
Yeah.
to fifth. It was like,
Well, who
what?
got in between them? Was that because that was 17,
Well,
right?
that was 17,
So it was Blue
yes.
Devils, Vanguard, did
I
Crown jump
I
them,
think Crown did.
and then Cavies?
Yeah, because we have Devils, Vanguard, Crown. Yeah, maybe Cabbies or Cadets, one of the two.
It was not cadets, I can tell you that much.
It's probably
I can tell you
Cabbies.
that much.
It was
It's
probably
probably
Cabbies.
Cavies. I'm sure it was Cavies. Um, I like Jagged Line. Wow, wow, wow,
Oh,
wow.
I have nothing wrong with Jagged Line. I love the rep from that show.
I love Jagged Line. I love the closer especially. And Session
Zombie Wolf.
44, yes. Um, I love the Session 44 ballad. Um, the vocalist and that just really she did a really good job. That chart that they played and the ballad was really cool. I fun fact, the chair props or something. Um, I saw a post today. Um, someone
I don't,
someone may or may not be using the Session 44 chair.
yeah, I mean, listen, that's
Who is
public.
it?
That is a public
That is
post.
a public post. That is no insider information. That is right out there for everyone to see. So, I saw that today. That was quite interesting.
Was it Troopers?
No, it was
No,
not. It
not
was
Troopers.
Pacific Crest.
Pacific Crest. Okay. Yeah, they have a Session 44 chair.
What the chair doing?
And you can't tell me it's not the chair when I scrolled all the way back down Blue Coats just to find a
You
picture they
know,
posted
you know
and it's the
darn
same
well.
chair.
I'm not gonna say that word, but you know darn well. It's you know darn well that's the chair.
That's one of the chairs.
Chair show, chair show, chair show.
But I mean,
I
Blue
like I love the Boxers are really good encore tune. Um, I know your family has history with the Blue Coats.
yeah. A little bit. We dabbled in it. But
Oh, just a little bit. Just a
um
tiny.
but 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 um with the Blue Coats, I think top 3.
It's
Top
gonna
3
really
or 4.
depend. It's gonna really depend on the show and what the other cores are doing. And I need to see how far away the score gap is starting at like
Mhm.
the mid season.
Well, last year all of us got 100, so I'm just saying. We all got 100.
Yeah.
No one can break that now. Blue Devils can't come out of nowhere and get like 100 now and be the first core to get 100 because we all did.
I got a perfect score.
Yeah, we
Eat
all got
that.
an A on the test.
Wait, but who took the Founders Trophy?
uh,
I'm gonna
us.
go on a incorrect. I'm gonna go on a limb. Say it was us.
mm, just say the next core because I know who it is.
And the Blue Coats are coming to the Detroit DCI premiere.
Yeah.
Now we got from Boston, Massachusetts. Who else but
The
the Boston
Boston
Crusaders?
Crusaders.
Back,
That is my core.
back, back.
Alumni, proud back alumni. We are back. I marched in the Mellow Film line as a lead Mellow in 2020 technically and 2021, but we know what happened to 2020. Paradise lost. From what I know from all my friends and peers from Boston, it's a great show.
Go
And
look at the
I'm a
rep
little
if you wouldn't mind.
I'm a little indifferent about the props. It reminds me of Goliath a lot, but I still love the show.
I
David
don't
Mislanka,
know.
Symphony Number 7. David
Is that
Mislanka,
the is that the one that Avon played in 17?
number 7.
Da 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 da
I'm not sure.
da. Okay. I'm almost certain it was. Um, oh, here it is. Requiem in D minor, Lacrimosa.
I almost sang that in choir.
I don't know how I feel about that chart. Hot take. I've never really thought Lacrimosa. I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece, but it's never been one of my favorites.
I mean, I've seen like part of the Mellophone book, and also I've seen obviously a bunch of it because from my friends over in Boston,
For
they
sure.
all like the show. And again,
Good.
the props give me it's like the Goliath walls turned. Like
Right.
it's kind because I assume obviously all the pictures you can see online
Hmm.
they're on the props. There's gonna
Right.
be a lot of use of the props,
Yeah,
and
and looking at this description here, Paradise Lost, moment that Adam and Eve were tempted by Satan, to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge, and God banished them from the Garden of Eden. I feel like they're kind of going on like a little, I don't want to say continuation for 2019 because Goliath was, a story rooted in Christianity.
mm-hmm,
Um, Now that I actually read that more, I actually understand the title.
yeah, and I I really like the logo, like
It's an interesting one.
well the
I don't
snake. Well,
know. Yeah.
in the
Well, I
story
get
of Adam
that.
and Eve, it was the snake,
Hmm.
and I think it's a really nice touch.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
and also we had a new brass staff member, Van Matthews. That was our new
Okay.
brass staff
Where
member,
was
along
he
with
previously?
he was at I'm not 100% sure. I
Okay.
can try and read it and see if he where he came from specifically. Formerly director of bands at LD Bell High School.
Oh, down in Texas. Yeah, LD Bell. Very historic band program down there. Have a record of placing in finals. They have a bunch of finals appearances.
So, I mean, him on top of like with just the other brass staff, Gino Cipriani,
Hmm.
JP, um, Jarrett Lippman, Evan Barry, Steve Bentley,
Yeah.
like that
That's a
brass
that's a
staff is
very
a
good staff.
powerhouse.
That's a very good brass staff.
And even last year, Gino said he was like, "I'm going for a win next year." Like,
Who
so that's
knows?
why like I'm not trying to be biased, but I think Boston has a great chance to make top three.
We'll have to see. I mean,
Like,
I have a feeling that the placements could drastically shake up this year, just as the two California cores didn't really come out for a full season or a, half season. But,
a half
like
season.
my point, they didn't really come out for a show. Um, and that's their decision, that's, to each their own and how the cores dealt with that their own different way. Um, but maybe we see a drastic shakeup. Maybe we
Maybe we see a
see
Boston Crusaders like first ever DCI win after 82 years.
who
Like,
knows. Who
um,
knows? This is gonna be interesting.
my
Um,
favorite Boston show probably Goliath or SOS.
I like Goliath. I like Rise.
Mm-hmm.
Where they play the test drive from How to Train Your Dragon. That's the prominent one. Um, I like Goliath. The ballad's really cool.
Well, I
Um,
love Hamilton, so I can't deny
right.
Goliath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. That was a pretty fire part. They had trombones. That was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, I mean they
Um,
have trombones this year.
ooh.
You can see it on all over their posts. They got all the trombones lined up.
Oh, that's right, they do. I did see that. Um, they are scheduled to show up in Detroit. Um, they'll have their concert in the park today-ish.
Yeah. Uh,
So,
as
maybe there will be a
as of the 23rd, that will happen on Tuesday the 21st, I'm pretty sure. So that would
okay.
happen 2 days ago. Yeah.
Maybe we see a leak. Maybe we see someone recording concert in the park, someone dropping
Who
a
knows?
link to that.
I may see it. You may not, because there's a Boston alumni page that people can see it on.
Well, I do have a lot of contacts around. I know someone on the core this year. Um,
You also knew someone who was in the core.
well, yeah, well, no.
um, these Bluetooth earbuds are. It gave me. It's itching like right at the bottom of this part
I
of my
feel that.
ear, so I have to keep itching it here and there. Um,
Gosh,
so I mean Boston, a
who
couple different
knows? We'll
changes.
see what happens. we can predict, we can see, we'll see. We'll figure it out
As unbiased as possible.
as
Top three.
unbiased as possible.
Top three
Totally
now.
not biased at all. No bias.
No, I didn't march with
Never.
them.
No.
Who's next?
Whose necklace is that? Whose?
This?
Yeah.
Um, Heat Wave.
Okay. Respect. Um.
I mean, right here it says cadets, so it might be the cadets next.
Oh, maybe. I mean, I feel like, yep, that is right. The cadets from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Take the lead here.
All right. So, rear view mirror, really kind of a cadets kind of show. Kind of the title just, I feel like it just screams cadets, like old cadets, like 20, like Angels and Demons, like Toy Soldier.
2 uniforms? Question mark.
I don't know yet. I know that Tom and Darcy Youngst are back on the design staff. Tom Ungst as well, leading the percussion, writing the percussion parts. Jay Bocook is writing the music for this was their 2020 show, or what was going to be the 2020 show.
That's interesting.
Yes. So this is what when I was first contracted, last year I was like, I'm so excited to play Adrenaline City by Adam Gorb is the opener. And then Doc was like, we're actually doing a whole new show this year. And I'm like, even better. Adrenaline City's really fast, 208 BPM opener. So basically the show is really cool. So it starts in like a big city. It's based on the poems of Jack Kerouac. He was a poet, wrote about his journeys around the country. So it starts in New York, and then it goes to the Midwest with St. Louis Blues. There's a really cool arrangement by Herbie Hancock with Stevie Wonder. It's a really swinging chart. I love it. I'm so excited to hear it in person. Let's see, and then it goes to the ballad is How to Kill a Mockingbird. So it goes to the South, and then it goes out west to American Gothic, playing with the closer. And I haven't heard their arrangement of American Gothic or How to Kill a Mockingbird, but I've heard the first two. And I'll tell you what, Adrenaline City and St. Louis Blues are about to slap. The horn line is just crazy. The staff from last year is back. And I really think that we put the entire drum corps community on notice. Because you were used to the cadets where they were having financial struggles, or just come out of the George Hopkins incident, and the whole situation in which they were on probation for a year in 2018. And they were in a very bad place with funds, but that's all in the thing of the past. Cadets are back and better than ever, and I'll say it now, I think they can win Best Brass with the group that they have coming back, and with the group that they have coming in. From what I've heard so far, I think it's going to be really good. They've actually had some staff changes or additions too. Al Ches, the famous trumpet player, has come back. Mark Whitlock is a very big, important name to us, to the cadets as well. He was Dr. Matt Stratton's teacher at the cadets. And something that hits a little near and dear to me. They brought on Michael Pote as a brass consultant, my band director at Carmel. Love him. He's a really smart guy. He definitely knows what he's talking about. The idea of that whole thing was to bring the whole approach, that Dr. Matt Stratton and Michael Pote, they both still have the same pedagogy, they still teach the same, and it's the same language, same idea. But they brought Mr. Pote in to, really help try to achieve some of that, what we've come to know in the BOA circles as that caramel sound, and bring it to drum corps, where
Mm-hmm.
everything is just, loud, 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 which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I love screamers. I love screamers, and I love what DCI does with that stuff. But, I think that all these corps could do a better job of, taking a book from BOA's page, or the BOA groups, like caramel, that caramel sound, and that's a whole other discussion. But, I think the fusion of those two, maybe a little bit more than recent, or, a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
than usual, and I think they definitely know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The brass staff is awesome. I love everyone. The visual staff is really good too. They've got a really good group of guys there. Headed up by Josh Bernice. Really good guy. Really definitely knows what he's doing. He teaches with Strike Winds in the WGI circuit during the winter,
Mm-hmm.
and he teaches with a couple Florida bands, Stoneman Douglas, Park Vista. So those groups.
Oh yeah.
So he's their visual caption head. And then Julian Johnson's on the visual staff, the now visual caption head at Carmel, taking over for Jeff Young. I love Julian. He's great, and he's gonna keep leading my my alma mater, doing cleaning up visually,
Mm-hmm.
and really getting it done visually. But I could definitely see the cadets turning some more heads, making some noise at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think
I could,
overall everything is
East
just
Coast
free game.
is it really is, yeah. East
Like
Coast, although East Coast, Best
everything.
Coast, um,
Who knows? Maybe
I
we'll
could
have a
really
top
see,
three of just East Coast.
oh man, um, you've been accustomed to seeing, Carolina Crown win brass every year, or like a good majority of the years. I'm gonna say it now. I think cadets can push Crown for the brass. I
I mean,
totally
I
think they
think
can.
Boston could too. Like, I think every
We'll see.
caption and every place this year is up for grabs. Like,
It
top
definitely
six,
is.
top six will probably be the
You
normal
have a
cores you see.
fairly good idea, although I could definitely see cadets top six, top five.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they built last year, what the foundation that they have from last year. I really could see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited to go see them in person, especially this show.
Oh yeah.
I'm really excited to hear Adrenaline City. 208 BPM, just right at the beginning of the show. Man,
That's gonna
that's
be
gonna be
cool.
crazy. Yeah.
Well,
Um, and they're starting their season. Let me pull that up. Let me just pull up where they are gonna be. I know I kind of went on a tangent with the cadets.
no, that's okay. You were cutting out a little bit just because I think that's why I stopped the screen share because I think it was kind of
Oh, I got
overloading
you.
for a minute. But yeah, we're all good now. I
Okay,
just letting you
cool.
know.
Um,
I heard what you were saying, but
the East Coast Classic on July 2nd is their first show.
okay.
Um, which unfortunately, because they were in 2019, they came out to the DCI Muncie event. Um, which I wish they could come out again this year to DCI Muncie. Give me another shot at it. Give me another shot at here in the Horn Line early season, and then comparing it. I'll have to fire up the Flow
Oh
Marching
yeah.
subscription. Ah, man,
Slow
gosh,
marching.
Flow Marching. Um,
Favorite cadet show?
oh God, there's a lot of them.
Mine's
2011's
cadets.
Fire.
Mine cadets 2000. So
2000's really good. 2005 is really good. 95 is really good.
mhm.
2005 has arguably the best ballad in DCI history, and I don't think it's any competition. I'm going to be brutally honest. Dancer in the Dark. Um, that's a beautiful ballad. I think that's the best ballad in DCI history in my opinion.
Mhm.
2001 has Moondance. Juxta Performance was a fantastic show. I love Moondance. 80 any show that has Rocky Point Holiday in it. That's a good one. But yeah. All right, let's move on. I'm gonna have to say for my definite though. God dang. Oh Lord. Let's go with 2001 Juxta Performance. Favorite cadet show. And when Gino was there playing Mahler 2 as a lot tune, man,
Forgot about that. I completely forgot that Gino was at Cadets
love that.
beforehand, running all that Rocky Point
Him,
stuff.
Jarrett Littman. That
Yeah,
was
because
the staff
Boston
for
is mainly
2011.
Cadets
That was the
brass.
staff
Yeah.
for that was the staff for Angels and Demons, mostly. All right, now let's move on. As much as I would love to keep talking about cadets, which I can do all day, let's talk about the Carolina Crown from Fort Mill, South Carolina.
We got right here, right now. So, do
Okay.
they have a rep on here?
No,
They
not that
do.
I can see.
They do not.
So they don't
Um,
have the rep.
I mean, Carolina Crown last year, they had a spring training, but they did a recording at their
Yeah, which
like
was
housing site.
interesting. And
Very
again,
interesting.
how Coors handled last year was interesting. Everyone to each their own. I would have loved to see them come out on the East Coast with us. There was definitely room for them. If they
So,
if they decided to come out, then they would probably be with us on the East Coast.
mm-hmm. With with what it says here, it says right here, right now explores the concept of living in, creating, and sharing these moments with the audience. And it says in the spirit of carpe diem, like seize the day.
Yeah,
So I
you
honestly
know,
I don't know what to expect of this show. I mean,
I don't
I'm
either.
calling top five.
I'm calling
Like
top five. Yeah,
I love Carolina Crown. Don't get me wrong. My favorite show's Inferno.
I love Inferno.
Like Inferno, Relentless, Out of This World, E equals MC
Beast,
squared. Their Beast trombone feature.
A
Whew.
Second Chance,
Like loving like Crown, like
Rockstar.
Rockstar. Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Like
I
all of
love
them just
Rockstars. I love Rockstar's opener, dude.
yeah, powerhouse brass always.
Yeah,
Always a
Matt Harloff does
powerhouse.
a wonderful job with Carolina Crown's horn line every year.
It's
Uh,
I'm interested to
who
see
knows?
where they come this year. Like
We'll
I
see. I mean,
think
they did do a show, so they did do a
yeah,
field show.
they got a
So,
lot of vets.
yeah.
So like maybe not full-time tour vets, but on
No, they
tour like
have
that doesn't matter. Like you have the vet
no.
you went through a spring training, you know
You went
what
through
you
the
do.
system. You know the
Yeah.
system.
And I'm I'm interested to see. Like it has
I
a
agree.
very neon feel to it.
Yeah,
So
we'll
I
see.
we'll see how it goes. Like I love Carolina Crown, so like the only show I wasn't really a fan of was I didn't like Beneath the Surface that much. I did not.
It kind of grew on me,
Like
but it wasn't like
like
my
the
favorite.
opener grew on me tiny
Yeah,
bit, but the
yeah.
overall show like I just personally
I like the
wasn't
tuba
about it.
feature.
Yeah, the tuba feature was
Dun
good.
dun 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 dun. Um, they start their season at DCI Muncie in July 1st. So I will be
Awesome.
in person to see that. And they are playing the encore of that because that is the Music for All Summer Symposium camp. And they always bring the marching band kids out onto the field with them to play and move a little bit with them,
Mm-hmm.
which is really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So with that, oh yeah. So favorite show for me is probably either Rockstar or A Second Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right. With that being said, let us move on to
The Cavaliers.
Cavaliers from Rosemont, Illinois.
They got Signs of the Times, so I assume that background is the inside of a clock.
Yep,
Um,
definitely.
like a little like a
Sign of the yeah.
watch.
Yep, for sure.
Um,
I totally agree.
the Times, like, is it like does it have Back to the Future stuff in it?
I
Like,
don't know. Look at the
let's
click
see.
see more because I'm pretty sure they announced their rep.
It wants to load for my hair. It's lagging on me. I
It
just want to
is
see the
lagging a
rep.
little bit.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, are they playing the Fugue?
Fugue in G minor by Bach.
Is that the Fugue I'm talking that we're talking like the Crown Fugue from It Is?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Again, I'm not good with names of like all
Yeah.
compositions. If I
You know
hear
exactly.
it,
You know the Fugue
ooh,
I'm talking about. You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about. The 2017 opener from Crown.
The floor is lava.
Fly Like an Eagle. That's an interesting one. The Floor is Lava.
Being human.
Concerto Number 10.
Sign of the Times, Harry Styles. That's
I
interesting.
don't know how I feel about that one.
That,
We'll
that's
see
that's
how
an
they do
interesting
it.
piece of
That's
rap.
an interesting one. I don't know
Our
how I feel about
perception
it.
of our perception of the events of history and our reality makes us feel as if minutes, days, and years speed up and slow down, but it's an illusion. Huh. So that's going to be an interesting concept.
That is going to be an interesting concept.
I'm gonna
Um,
have to watch this show to fully get into this one.
I am
Like,
too.
I'm intrigued by it, but in the rep, but I need to just hear it and I need to
I
watch
need to
it.
hear
So,
it. Yeah.
when's their first performance
The tour premiere on the 28th.
or tour premiere? Oh,
Oh, it's a favorite Cavi show.
favorite cabbie show.
There's been a couple good, really good ones for me.
I'm not sure. I'm not.
I'm
I
not
don't listen to
either.
much cabbies.
I
Like
don't
I don't.
either.
Like I love them still. Like cabbies is a great old
Cavi's
time
had a really
core.
good show in 21.
Yeah. You know what? 21 was a pretty good show.
And they have probably the best encore tune ever. Hey, Africa's a banger.
I think we have the best encore tune.
But it's not
Sweet
Africa. But it's
Caroline.
not, again, it's
Ba,
not
ba,
Africa. It's
ba.
not Africa. And it's not the mellow rip.
We have mellow
It's
rips in Sweet Caroline.
but it's not the
Dig it
Africa
up.
mellow rip.
Talk to the hand. um,
Come on, you cannot tell me that there is a better encore chart than Africa by Toto.
Sweet Caroline.
Okay, yes, but
Rocky
again,
Point Holiday.
that is not an encore tune. That is a lot
I
tune.
know.
That is a lot tune, which, speaking
I
of,
just
they
thought
are
I'd
bringing
stir the
that back.
pot
I
with you.
forgot to mention that back. I forgot
I
to
thought
mention they are bringing that back for the lot tune, Rocky
I thought
Point.
I would just
So,
stir that up for you.
oh yeah. Um, although
um,
I do love Cadillac of the Skies. That's a
how,
beautiful piece.
placement wise, I mean, I'm
Cavies
thinking
kind of fly
top
under the radar
6.
for me. They always
Like,
fly under the radar for me, honestly. Like their shows aren't like popping out at you. Like they're not the most like, wow, that's
yeah, like
amazing. But they
I
do what
think
they
they'll be
do.
above Blue Knights and Blue Stars like they
I
usually
think
are.
so. They should
But
be.
who knows? Maybe
It's a
Blue
crapshoot
Knights
in top
or
six.
like I, I'm indifferent until I hear it. Like I
I
think
have to
it's
hear it.
cool. It's a
It's
very interesting concept,
interesting,
but
yeah. It's interesting. Um, you know, um, didn't the Cavies have a perfect score in something?
yeah,
Like
all of
in the
us last year,
thousands?
Mitchell.
No, in the thousands. Like in the. I want to
I
know. I'm
I'm
trying
not
to figure out
sure.
because I know they tied for. They had a tie for first place with cadets. They did have a tie.
I'm not sure,
It
to
was a
be
tiebreaker.
honest.
There was a tiebreaker. I'm trying to remember what the tiebreaker was. I don't know if it was GE. I know that one all too well. But they do start with Detroit. So with that being said, let's move on to the next one. And we got the Colts from Dubuque, Iowa.
Oh yeah, I almost marched with the Colts.
I almost did too.
The Silk Road is their show theme.
That's an interesting one.
The Silk Road
Um,
is being brought to life for Drum Corps International's 50th anniversary season. Any,
and
any
the
rap?
Silk Road was you know what the Silk Road
Oh,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Led Zeppelin,
I know. I saw that.
Kashmir. Wow. Interesting. So this is an interesting show. I am kind of curious to see how this goes. I know a couple people in Colts. Their brass caption head's really good. I love Chad. I took lessons with him during quarantine. He's really good. The horn line always really sounds really good. There was a double tongue exercise they just put out recently, and it was a pretty clean
Yeah,
one.
I
You saw
I, I
that
heard
one?
it. I was like,
Yeah,
"Woo!"
that's clean. Yeah,
Colts
that was clean.
finals.
Who knows?
Like Colts favorite Colts show, obviously.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched many Colt shows. I feel like a horrible person for saying that. Um, I'm gonna have to say when Hell Freezes Over in 19.
Yeah,
That was a cool one.
I did
Um,
like that show. That's probably my favorite.
What was their 21 show called? Oh, it was called Leap of Faith. That's right. I forgot about that.
Hmm.
That was a cool show. I like the uniforms. They pulled a sousaphone out for that one.
I know.
That was
I
kind of cool.
when I saw that last season, I was like,
Yeah. Cool.
what?
Sousaphone.
What?
Fun.
This is
Fun.
drum corps.
And Blue Devils and Vanguard pulled out a sousaphone in 19.
Contra.
I trust me. I agree with
Contra
you.
bass section.
I agree with you. But it's always cool every once in a while when someone pulls out a Sousa.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I even wanted Contras at Tarpon.
Oh yeah, we marched with Contras at Carmel. But what's even better is when people can do a contra flip onto the shoulder.
I
Those are
think
so cool.
I'm pretty sure Griffin could do one.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure the person that got that really whole thing started in a BOA in 2018 finals retreat was one of our tuba players. And he was in the back in retreat in finals, like teaching everyone how to do a tuba flip. It was so cool.
That's so funny.
It was so cool. Like he got it to like flip it up set. Like he flipped it
You drop that, that's
out
like
of his shoulder.
thousands,
Yeah.
tens of thousands of dollars gone.
Yeah. Gosh. Next, let's see when they're supposed to make their. I want to say they're in Detroit. Um,
Hmm.
I want to say they're in Detroit. I don't think they are actually. I might be lying.
Are you lying to me?
I might be lying. Yep, they're in DCI Central Indiana. So DCI Muncie on July 1st.
Okay.
So not too far off.
I mean, I think they have a good chance making finals. Like,
I don't know.
who
We'll
knows?
see.
Depending on how the bottom final cores perform, they could.
Yeah, they could be up there. We'll see. Next we got the Crossmen.
The Crossmen.
Or, if we want to go on that list, Colt Cadets, but they haven't announced yet.
Yeah, but
that's just the open class feeder core for Colts.
Yeah, we'll do open class a little bit later at the end. Just
Crossman, a Mobius trip. So it's like a Mobius strip, which is a never-ending strip of paper. Beginning is the end. I love their show rep. Can you pull up to their show rep?
No, I cannot.
Okay, let me pull up their show rep because I love their show rep. Let's see about
Crossman
news. Let's see, Crossman news. Come on, work with me here. Work with me, please.
That logo behind it kind of looks like something you'd have like on a MacBook, like an art application.
Oh, for sure.
That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Let's see. Program staff 2022. I don't know. Come on.
Do they not have it? Did they have it released?
Yes, they do. I know for a fact that they do. I'm just trying to get their website to load.
Come on, Crossman Web.
Oh, come on, please. I want to talk about their rep because their rep is amazing. Okay, you know what? We're gonna check the Horn Rank forums, see if because there was an article on them on the Horn Rank forums real quick.
Did you just say Horn Rank?
Yes, I did. Crossman 2022.
We love Horn Rank.
We do love Horn Rank. Horn Rank is fun. Let's see, general effect media there. That's the article I'm looking for. So, let's see. Traditional audience participation. In this article about the Crossman, they also said they also brought a reference to Tarpon and RP1.
Hey,
which is
I'm
interesting.
that right now.
Look at you go.
Ready, player one.
Gosh, why can't I find? I love their. They're playing Mahler too. I'll tell you that. They're playing Mahler too, and that is one of my all time. Crossman, cause rep.
You are really struggling to find this right now.
I want this. Come on, work with me.
Let's just see if I can.
Crossman 2022 show. Here we go. Here I found their flow marching got me. All right. So, Symphony number 2, movement 4, Gustav Mahler. Love my Mahler too. God bless it.
There's always Mahler too.
I'm telling you, Mahler 2 is just fire. Equus by Eric Whitaker. I have not heard that one. Addis Ababa by Guillermo Lego. Not sure. Never heard of the composer. Alfonso Muscadunder by Todd Terje. And then Re-Entry by Philip Shepard. I don't know.
Where's the RP1 plug?
I'll send you the link for it later. Don't worry. I'll send you the link for it later so you can look at it.
There's a bit of I don't know how many people are in Crossman from Tarpon, but I know there was a couple. I think they transferred over to the Carolina Crown now.
Yeah, probably.
Because we have a lot of Tarpon kids in Carolina Crown.
Aren't there some guard people in Carolina Crown?
Oh, a lot of them. I think there's like 6 or 7 of them.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a bit.
Well, there they go. Good for them. Either way, love Crossman. Favorite Crossman show.
I don't know.
You know mine.
Valkyrie.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know. I probably don't have a favorite. I just don't listen to enough Crossman to really.
Right.
Like, I listen to Crossman. It's not like I don't ever.
No, they have really good shows.
Like, if I had to pick a favorite, probably Valkyrie as well. I mean,
I love Valkyrie.
I love their costumes for that show.
Oh, that was so good. And the trombones playing Flight of the Valkyries.
That's like one of your favorite songs.
Yes, sir. 2018 was just Flight of the Valkyries and Mahler 2. I'm here for it. Let's see. So next, and they do start their season in Detroit.
Awesome.
So Genesis from Austin, Texas.
Dorothy, well, obviously.
Wizard of Oz.
Got the
Musical
Yellow Brick
selections.
Road. It says Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
So we're gonna have a Goodbye Yellow Brick Road from the Beatles.
Elton John's in it. Britney Spears.
Ooh.
Oh, this does not have any actual songs. It just has like artists.
That's interesting. I'm not too familiar with Genesis, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not either, but
I'm not either, yeah.
I mean, it's a drum corps. I love them, and they've put out some great productions, so I can't complain.
For sure. Yeah. I didn't really see too much of them last year, just because they weren't with us, or like, they weren't any of the cores that really came out with us, or any of like the big ones from the West Coast. So I didn't really see them too much. So, sorry, but I just didn't. I'm not too familiar with Genesis.
So did they not have a season last year?
No, they did. They came in Indy. They came to Indy. I know that.
I'm trying to remember what core, because do you remember Bluecoats? They had another core's trailer.
It was Legends.
Legends? Yeah, because I was like, why the heck do they have another one of their trailers?
What's the Legends trailer doing? Where's Legends?
Yeah, where's Legends? I didn't know they were here. And then it says Bluecoat stuff in it.
It's like, what you doing? What's you doing with that? Homie, why are you stealing trailers? Trailer thieves.
But I mean, Dorothy, Yellow Brick Road, like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road specifically, but
yeah.
Picking up where you left off in 2021, the creative team at Genesis presents a whole new chapter in our journey through Oz. Part 2. It's a part 2 show. Okay.
I might have to look at
a completely original story exploring the question of what exists beyond the Yellow Brick Road. A fresh take and a twist on the fate of our beloved Dorothy. So it's their own story.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I love Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I'm
Like
interested to see how this goes.
I
Um,
all
we'll
their
see.
like Britney Spears. Like now I'm trying to think what songs from Britney
Toxic?
Spears. Like maybe
Toxic? I don't. I
like
couldn't tell you, dude.
Elton
Um,
John. Love Elton
Elton
John.
John. I
So
love Elton John. Um, but let's move on to me. I'm pretty sure they begin their season. I'll look at let's see. Genesis begins on July 16th in Fort
whoa,
Collins, Colorado. Drums along the Rockies. Interesting.
have they even started spring training?
I couldn't tell you,
I
dude.
mean, they probably have by now, but
I would
that's a
assume so.
that's like
Because
three
like
weeks out.
you're sitting at like 3 weeks there. Yeah, that's interesting. Um, let's move on. Next is Jersey Surf.
Jersey Surf to be announced.
Okay, well,
I love Jersey Surf. Like
yeah. East
it's
Coast
one of the,
represent.
yeah, East Coast, Best Coast.
Yes, sir. No
um,
doubt about it.
but Jersey Surf, it's again, I'm not very familiar with all
I'm
their
not
shows,
either.
but I do like
They
hearing them.
are a core that people go to get the experience they need to jump into the top 12.
And that's just like I know I'm gonna say it comes off wrong, but that's the sad thing is cores can't grow as fast
Right.
because they're used as stepping stones, and that's not bad. It helps people get experience and grow.
For
But
sure. Yeah.
I wish all cores just had
Yeah.
like 80 brass players plus like every
Yeah.
just it would be
Surf
so much
did
more
not have a
competitive.
season last year. It really would be. Yeah, Surf did not have a season last year. So this will be their first time in 2 years coming out. Um, or 2 seasons technically. But
That'll
um,
be interesting.
they'll be coming out at one of the East Coast shows. I think probably that East Coast Classic in like Lynn, Massachusetts or something. With cadets in Boston and all the East Coast scores.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's move on though to Madison Scouts.
Madison Scouts to be announced as well.
Gosh dang it, dude. I
I mean,
love what
a
the
lot
Scouts
of
put out last year.
hmm?
I love what the Scouts put out last year.
Oh
They
yeah.
returned the hats. Hey, nothing wrong with the old uniforms. Malaguena, I love Malaguena. Um, they will be at, oh God, let me look. I want to say they'll be at DCI Muncie.
That's gonna be interesting because I want to see what they got.
Nope,
Because
they are not. They are at the Drums on Parade in Madison, Wisconsin, on July 2nd.
oh, okay.
They made finals a couple years ago.
Do you think they're gonna make it?
I couldn't tell you, dude.
Like, because I
It
think
depends on a whole lot of factors this year.
there. Yeah, I there's so many factors to be kind of thought
You can't really
upon.
make a good prediction right now.
With at least six down, like seventh place down, like you can't.
No, yeah,
Like
there's
it's
locks,
hard.
but you are gonna be hard pressed to lock anyone at that
Oh
point.
yeah. Like
Um,
soon
favorite scout
Mandarins is
show.
next. Oh, Scout Show. Hmm.
I like Madison Scouts 1992. That was a good one.
Yeah, 1992 was a really good show.
Uh,
I like early Scouts, like
oh, I do too.
back in the day,
I like the
90s early.
Malaguena.
Like
Um, there's a couple other charts. I'm trying to remember. Scouts. God, it's evading me right now. Let's just move on to Mandarins. From Sacramento, California.
I love Mandarins. I
I love Mandy's.
like
When they broke
Mandarins.
into finals, I was very happy with Life Right After in 2018.
Yep.
That was
Like
cool. That was a really cool show.
that's
Now
their uniforms are so cool.
their uniforms are different.
Like it's different and it makes it
It's
interesting
so
and
cool. Yeah,
awesome. Like
100%.
the other side is what the Mandarins is presenting. Um I think Mandarins will make finals most definitely.
I think Mariners will be finals. I
Um,
think we'll see them 3 times that weekend. The other side, it's more like a digital theme from what I saw. Try to click see more, see if there's the
I don't have a Seymour for this one.
on the post.
Oh, yeah, I do. It looked like it was a part of the link.
My guy.
It's
Oh,
hashtags.
cool. Thank
uh,
you.
when do they debut again?
I want to say the first West Coast show. Let me look it up
T-
though.
Today, possibly?
Core at the Crest on the 24th, I think. Yep, on the 24th. Yep.
Okay.
Favorite manager show 2018.
Yep. 2018 all the way. I love that show.
All right, let's move on to Music City.
Music City.
So
Gasoline Rainbows.
this is about like after the
The
bottom of Pearl
oil.
Harbor when you had those like Navy ships that sank, you know how
Yeah.
gasoline leaked out of them? They kind of
Mm-hmm.
form rainbows. So that's henceforth the term gasoline rainbows, and it's the show is about like a veteran remembering the bombing of Pearl Harbor and whatnot, kind of like a PTSD kind of thing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, which is really cool. You
Music
know,
City dusting off 20 production, di- diving underwater with 2022's
I've heard
Gasoline
some of the book because
Rainbows.
I auditioned for them as well this year, and they it's more than you think Music City would be doing.
Interesting. I Music City always has very interesting concepts.
Of
Like
Mice and
that
Music.
yeah, like that train show they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they came out of the tunnel.
Right.
Like that was so cool to me. I was like, "Oh,
Circuloso
there
in
they are."
21. They were with us on their tour,
Mhm.
which I always thought was interesting. I was like, why would they not just go Midwest?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, everything that year was whack.
Yeah. And
Like,
they didn't even have a full horn line. They still did really well. Um, Favorite Music City show? Mine would probably have to be the train show.
yeah, mine too. What was the name of the train show?
Oh God.
Because
It's
I feel like I'm so uneducational if I don't know the name of the train
I
show.
agree.
But there's so many
We
drum
must know
corps
the train.
shows. There's so
The
many shows.
the train show. Train show,
uh,
the show. That's it. Train.
yeah, train.
Train. That's what we're calling it.
I mean, Music City. I'm near finals.
I think that they could definitely turn some heads this year. I think they could definitely improve from
Especially
where
with
they've
being
been.
out last season too.
Yeah. And I think that they'll definitely, their brass staff, their caption head Garrett, he marched Metamorph. Um, and I really like their staff
Mm-hmm.
that they have. I think their staff is a really good group of guys. Really, really good group of people. I think they're all really good at what they do. A couple of them, the Mellophone Tech marched at Phantom, Suda. Uh, Still don't know what that means.
I
Um,
do
I don't, and I don't
because
know
I
what
had a
six
tuba player
words.
at Boston who marched.
I don't know what 6 words is. I don't know what the 6 words are.
I know what that is too.
Um, yeah, I don't know what 6 words
We,
are either.
there was a day on the Boston bus where we were just trying to figure out everyone's thing, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I know it," and then I was like,
Why didn't you tell us?
"Why didn't you tell us?"
Um, let's see. Next, let's move on to Pacific Crest from Diamond Bar, California. So Pacific Crest in 19 was like 14th or 15th place. They
Yeah.
were kind of shocking. I'm gonna be honest, just because I'd never really like expected them to be where they were.
Well, welcome to the void. As
That's kind of
soon as they
cool.
show revealed, I was like, I like that.
Damn, that's cool.
It's yeah, like
Sorry. Dang.
that's fine. It's a cool
That's a
like
cool
the
show.
void. The like of
Yes.
like when you think of a void, you think of just black.
Also,
or a black hole or something.
can we pull up the picture? I want the picture.
What do you mean?
The Instagram.
The void?
No, no, the chair.
Oh. Okay, hold on.
Go on to their Instagram page. Just look up Pacific Crest Instagram.
This is going out on a tangent here.
We're going on a tangent, but it's an important tangent. It's worthwhile.
Hey, plug
Oh,
in the
who's that?
Instagram.
Who's that?
Okay, I'm spelling it
PAC.
wrong. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there it
okay.
is. Pacific Crest. There it
So,
is.
so we need to talk about this.
Homie, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw that.
That is a session 44 chair.
That is the big chair.
When you said post, I didn't know what you were talking about. I was like, what is he
I
talking
know we were
about?
talking about it earlier. And I saw it. And I'm like, there is
that
no shot that's that chair. That's not
that
the chair. That
that
can't
is
be.
most definitely a session 44 chair.
Gosh.
Uh, well, no,
Ah.
but now that makes me think, like, welcome to the void. Like, when you think of a void, you think of a lot of things, and you can see with their logo here, they
It's
have
a lot of things.
yeah. So maybe their show is really
I don't
going
know. It's
going
all over the
into
place.
the void of drum corps and have like a couple props from other shows. That'd be cool.
That'd
Like
be
if it's
cool.
not just session
Give me
44 and
the
it's like,
Mandarin's 2018 turntable.
who knows, or
Give
like
me
an
the tilt.
Ouroboros,
Give me the
like
tilt. Give me the tilt one.
like just a bunch of stuff from other
Give me the
cores. That'd be pretty
entire
cool.
setup from the Blue Devils 2018.
But I mean, they surprised us in 2019. They could surprise us even more this year.
Who knows? And the finals bubble did get a little smaller
So
this year. So we'll see.
I'm very. This is one of the shows I'm most excited for to see. So
I'm kind of
when do
curious. They
when do they
debut.
debut?
Let me pull it up. Let me switch through the tabs. I want to say June 24th. Um, let me just double check here. We're looking at Pacific Crest. Yep, Pacific Crest from Diamond Bar, California. Ugh, not
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, yeah. So June 24th on Friday, June 24th. Yep. So, let's go.
All these cores are starting the next couple days. DCI kickoff. We're
Let's
getting
go.
into it.
Next core though. Favorite Pacific Crest show. I don't watch much Pacific Crest. I really should start doing that though. So
I'm
2019
saying
is probably my
it's
favorite.
this show. This show.
Already.
Already. I just
Already.
like
I
the
liked
design.
Everglow. Everglow was cool. Pacific Crest came out last year. So all right, Phantom Regiment. I love the music for this one. Again.
No walk too far.
Let me pull up Phantom Regiment 2022
That's
show. So they revealed the repertoire, they revealed the uniform, which is really cool. News, let's see. Phantom Regiment. Let's see. 2022 introducing No Walk Too Far. Show regiment. Show music. Come on. Oh, it's not a I know they're playing Mahler's Fifth though. And I have played Mahler's Fifth, and I love Mahler's Fifth. Two favorite Mahler symphonies: Mahler's Second, Mahler's Fifth.
yeah, I know.
Their uniforms.
We know you love Mahler too.
I love Mahler too. Love Mahler's Fifth. Their uniforms are pretty cool. I wish I could pull it up. They premiere at the. I want to say they. What's your favorite Phantom show? Now that's a good question.
I like Old Phantom.
I love Old Phantom. Old Phantom played Mahler too.
You and this Mahler too.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's my favorite symphony ever. They debut in Detroit with Phantom, Crosswind Blue Stars, Boston Cavies, and Coats.
So, what is the first performance of like any core? Is that the 24th?
Yes.
So that's tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.
So
that is.
we have all these cores today.
All the West
up.
Coast cores are kind of starting a couple days before the Midwest and East.
So no walk too far.
Nope. No walk too far.
It's kind of giving me the rear view mirror vibes too.
I agree. I can
Like,
see it.
see what I mean? Like, it's kind of like it sounds similar.
It does. It does. And I'm kind of curious to see where because Fan has been kind of on the edge of finals these past couple of years.
Like,
well,
this is a core that I would debate that might not make finals. Not
who
because they don't
knows?
perform well, but because another core could perform better.
Yeah.
No, they
they've
were
been
out with us
close
last year, right?
Yeah. Phantom was not. They were on the Midwest Combine with
Okay.
Blue Stars, Cavies, Colts.
But they were out.
Yes. Yeah, that was Harmonic Journey.
Yeah, that's right. That was Harmonic Journey. For
2.0.
some reason, I was thinking Harmonic Journey was like.
Well, it was. It
No,
was
like
literally the same show.
no, like back.
Yeah, it was.
No, back. Like I was thinking it was like an older show.
It is. They literally used the same show.
I know. I'm meaning like 2018.
Oh
Like,
no, that was
not like
This New World.
That's what I was thinking. I don't watch much Phantom either. I like old Phantom.
I watch old Phantom. Yeah, Firebird. When they played Firebird, oh boy, that was chills.
Because I know they did that show before, but for some reason I thought it was like earlier, far back.
No. Yeah, no, they've been on the finals bubble, and the finals bubble just got smaller this year, so maybe that helps them. It should.
Bottom of finals is gonna be a fight this year.
That's gonna be a dogfight. I'm very excited. Although I feel awful for the semifinals judges.
There's gonna be some lot fights going on. Like,
oh my god.
Oh no.
Pray to God that doesn't happen. Next core though. Santa Clara Vanguard from Santa Clara, California. This is the Nirvana show.
Oh, my fiance.
I'm gonna say it. I don't like it. I don't like Nirvana.
I'm not a big Nirvana fan.
I'm not a Nirvana fan. That's the thing.
I know my fiance is, so I know some of the guitar licks for some of their songs, but I'm a Rush guy. I like Rush.
I get that.
But
I'm not a huge Nirvana guy, but we'll see. We will see.
She's gonna love that show. I already know. And well, the thing is, this is very Santa Clara Vanguard.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like they go out of the box ever since Babylon, like, and even a little before Babylon. Like it's
my only knock on Santa Clara Vanguard is the bent knee that I cannot stand.
Well,
but they do it well.
They have a symbol line though. They have a symbol line.
They do have a symbol line.
It makes up for it.
And they've played Simple Gifts. I love Ballet for Martha. It's my favorite Vanguard show.
I like the bent knee. I can get around it. They have a symbol line. It's like they're the only core in top 12.
Music City,
line, right?
yeah, but Music City's having a symbol line this year. I do know that.
And I think Raiders has a symbol line too.
A lot of open class cores do.
Yeah, but Santa Clara Vanguard, top 3, 4. They were like last year. They were like Blue Devils, and they didn't do like a full production.
Yeah. Like they did like a dance kind of like choreographed thing, which isn't bad.
Yeah, and I mean, when I watched it, I wasn't a fan.
No.
I was at like in spring training and tour, and I watched it.
A big fan. I was like, yeah, okay, cool, nice.
No, this isn't my normal Santa Clara Vanguard Babylon. Like just rips and all that. Like that's the Vanguard I know. Augmented chords, like just blaring.
Simple Gifts from Ballet from Martha. That is my favorite Vanguard show. Ballet from Martha.
Babylon.
Um,
But the thing is, I also loved, like, I wasn't a fan of Vox Versio, right?
I didn't
Um,
like Box of Versio
I
too
wasn't a fan
much.
of it, but I did love that trombone feature.
And they had a Sousa.
Like,
Yeah, they
that
had a
that
Sousa though.
trombone part was so cool to me.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Gosh.
But
All right. And they will be debuting out on the West Coast on the 24th. So now we've got one last world class corps that is competing this year, and that is the Troopers from Casper, Wyoming.
how do you pronounce this? Voracious?
Yes, voracious. So I know a couple
Is
people who are
that's
marching troopers.
is that an oil mine?
Yes.
Sticking to the theme of oil and gasoline and cars and all of this stuff this season. Going across country and this and that. And
Well, if it works, it works.
hey, if you put Zoom this year, be
Ka-chow.
perfect.
Ka-chow.
You can't make that joke.
Ka-chow the show.
Ka-chow.
And I do it out of love.
Troopers. Uh,
Well, they
it,
turned some heads last year.
yeah, they
I was
did.
shocked. They Triumph of Time, they played, they marched well. This was a fan favorite show for a lot of people.
I forgot that they did
Yeah.
Triumph of Time last year.
Yes, they did. They have a new core staff as of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a couple people in their color guard this year. I know my friend from UK marched tuba with them last year. Now he's at Coates. But I think Troopers are going to turn some heads. I think they're top
Like,
15.
oh yeah, most definitely. Like, and if not, I'd be surprised.
I would be genuinely
And
surprised.
because I mean, the show, Voracious,
Looks
don't know
cool.
much about it.
It looks cool.
It looks cool. It has that game Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Yes,
It has that feel for
it
me, but with
definitely does.
gasoline, like,
I totally agree.
and oil. Like
But
that's kind of what it looks like. But
yeah, for sure.
that's gonna be a
Um,
show like a couple of the others that we have to see first, like the Void.
I have to
Like,
see it to let my thoughts be known. Um, Let me look up to see where they are. I'm almost certain they're in California. No, they're not. They don't come out till July 8th in Washington.
oh wow.
Wow, interesting. All right.
So
So
world class. Before we like, that's the last world class, right?
that is coming out this year, yes.
That is coming out this year.
Mhm.
Is it the other one that's not? Is it that?
So we got the Seattle Cascades who just decided not to come out this year just because of finances, which I understand. People are
Yeah,
still
a lot of
recovering.
some. Yeah, struggle. Lots of
Yeah,
cores
and
were struggling.
not even, no one's fully recovered yet.
Yeah, I mean the only core that like I know is really healthy personally is Boston. That's
I know
because we have
cadets are
a
very healthy,
huge alumni base that has a lot of money.
right? Yeah. The cadets are doing really well right now. And of course the top cores are doing well. Like the tippy top, like
Yeah, but
Blue
the
Devils,
bottom
Codes,
cores are the scary
struggling a little
ones.
bit, yeah. And then we have Spirit of Atlanta who took this season to reorganize their
Yeah,
and if you're at all involved in the DCI community, you've definitely heard the allegations that were put out there. Unfortunately, that some people didn't follow the right procedures in regards to different things. Some very unreputable things.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's in drum corps. There's a lot of things in the past, and cores have had to rebuild. And I
I
love
think Spirits
Spirit.
can. I hope they come back because I love Georgia in my mind. I loved listening to them play Georgia in my mind
Mhm.
in person, right when we were right after him in Centerville.
Like
I
Spirit of
loved.
Atlanta is was always a core I wanted to have make finals.
I
Like
wanted.
you
I
know,
think they should have made finals in 19. I'll tell you right now. I'll say it right now. I think
but
they should have beaten Phantom in 19.
I agree. But I do hope and pray for the organization. They get
I hope they
the
fix
growth
their.
they need.
I hope
The
they fix that. They fix their issue here. you know, I hope they move on from this and move on from it in a positive way and make it
because
a
it's
better
possible.
experience and make it a better experience for all of their members. Look at cadets, they had
Hmm.
the whole George Hopkins incident, the whole put on probation, almost went bankrupt because of
And
it.
that's a scary thing for a core. Like
Yeah, especially one of these older corps like Spirit of Atlanta and God forbid the cadets, one of the most winningest cadet or one words. One of the most winningest drum corps in history, and that they still struggled,
and
and
God forbid, I don't want any
I
core
don't
to
want to see
fold.
Spirit fold. I don't want to see
Like
Spirit fold.
because
I
if
hope they
Spirit
don't.
folds, it's gonna be like when Star of Indiana folded.
God, may
Like
may they rest in peace.
it's like
Man, I wish I could
I
see
don't
Star of Indiana
encourage
come back.
anything that happens in those
No,
organizations. We will never go into depth in that type of stuff.
no, we
But
don't need to. That if
DCI
someone wants to know,
kickoff.
and if they don't know, they can do their own research.
Yeah,
And
and
the statements are still out there, and the statements will still be out there.
yeah,
But
it's this season. It's just time for them to rebuild, grow. No
think
hate towards them.
no,
I love the organization as a
I think that
performing group. As
yeah,
a performing group, they're great, but hopefully they'll take
they
the
need to.
time, ample time to grow, you know, rebuild and come back because I love Spirit
I
and
love Spirit, man.
I don't support anything that ever goes on in drum corps that
No
is
hazing,
not
no,
appropriate anything
nothing like that.
um
No hazing
because
at all for me. That
and
can't.
again even with our organization's about bringing the arts together,
And it's about
being a
being
music community,
where someone
performing.
can be their own person.
Yeah,
Not
and
this hazing where I'm not going to get into details, but people did not feel safe,
yeah, it's
and there was
this
just gross
community
negligence.
is promoting safe community in music and building all of the
And that's
organizations so
what
people
DCI
can
should strive to
perform.
do, and that's what DCI does strive to do, and they hold their
Hmm.
course to a high standard. And they're just holding Spirit of Atlanta accountable, and and I hope to God that Spirit of Atlanta can do better
And
because
I
I
know
want to see
and
them
they
again.
will.
I hope
And
they
they
do.
will.
I hope
They
they do.
will.
I
And
really do.
I
Um,
again, like this is DCI kickoff. We want to inform and be educational about everything in music, and if we're talking about DCIs, I think that it was
it
best to be
sucks. It
addressed.
sucks we're not going to see him at the home show in Atlanta. That's the Spirit show.
Yeah,
Georgia on my mind. I love Georgia on my mind. Love
it's
watching
definitely
those
gonna
older videos
feel
of them too.
it's
It's gonna feel weird not seeing
it's gonna
Spirit.
feel a little empty.
And the finals bubble is gonna be a little less congested
Yeah, but
because they were pushing for finals, and I think that if they
oh,
didn't get it in
I
19,
bet they would have made it this year.
I think they would have made it this year. I think this would have been
But
the year to push through, but that's
whenever they come back, maybe that'll be their year.
we'll see.
New,
We'll have to
new
see.
spirit, new energy. Who
I
knows?
hope to God. Praying to
But
God because I love Spirit.
that concludes world class, right?
Yes, sir. That does. Let me just double check. Yes, sir. We have
So
gone through all of them. Let's just
finals,
briefly touch. Let's just briefly touch open class.
open class, real quick. Okay.
So BDB and SCVC, Vanguard Cadets and Blue Devils B didn't come out in 19, so that paved the way for Spartans to take the open class crown.
Yeah.
Um, Good for them. They definitely have a challenge though coming back when BDB comes back and Santa Clara Vanguard Cadets come back this year. We haven't seen much of their shows. Legends is always a solid open class. 7th Regiment, uh, outside of the Blue Devils and Vanguard feeders. Those are always some pretty solid ones.
Oh yeah. And all the thing is like with all of these open class, like almost none of them have a show reveal.
No, none of them.
So that I was trying to see like which ones have it. Like Blue Devil C and B have it. Like
Yeah,
um Colts Cadets don't.
yeah.
So
We'll
a lot of
see.
them don't.
We'll have to see where they go. Um, we'll have to keep an eye on them as well. Predictions. Oh God, for finals.
Oh,
Jeez.
what Heat Wave did release though.
Heat Wave did release.
Yeah, it's Welcome to the Neighborhood.
Oh, like
It
what's
has a
his
lot of
name?
graffiti,
Oh,
graffiti art.
interesting.
Yeah, it says, "Don't miss our appearances at shows in South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and our home in Florida. From show will bring the music of one of the all-time greats to the drum corps field." So I assume some. It seems like kind of like hip hop and all that
Yeah,
type of stuff
I
like
agree.
gonna go on.
Kanye?
Kanye.
Kanye West rises to cadets 2021. You've seen that video, right?
Yes.
That's that's perfect, dude. That's perfect with far and away the closer. Just Kanye rising to that. Amen, brother.
You're done.
I'm done. All right, I'm done.
So open class. I mean, I'm
I
not.
think it's gonna be BDB or Santa Clara Vanguard
Yeah,
cadets.
probably the old ones that used to always get on
Run the
up
open
there.
class, yeah.
Yeah, but world class.
Oh God.
So like without any order, absolutes, blue coats, Blue Devils, Santa Clara Vanguard, Carolina Crown, Cavies, Cadets, Boston Crusaders, Blue Knights, Blue Stars, Mandarins. Then
I
there's
think
two
Crossman.
spots.
I think Crossman and
Cross,
Phantom are on the chopping block.
yeah, I think those two are like maybe
Although
Mandarins depending on how they perform.
I'll tell you what, I think we're more likely to only have one drop out of finals than both.
Oh, I don't think both will. I think only one will, but it just depends on
I
which
think
one.
out of the groups, I'd have to give Pacific Crest the best shot.
Well, I mean, I think Colts could have a good shot.
I think the
Like,
Colts have a good shot. I just think Pacific Crest. I think if anyone's gonna break into finals this year, I think it's gonna be Pacific Crest. I don't know. Something's just telling me.
like,
We'll
because
see.
we'll have first two out. We'll have specific crest or not specific.
Pacific Ocean. The Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Crest. I'm all over. I'm all over the place today.
Oh God.
Pacific Crest and Colts. First two out.
I
I'm.
agree.
That's what I'm thinking. And
I could see it.
like
I
other
think
cores, like I could get
so you
maybe they
don't
somehow get
see
up there.
so you don't see Phantom dropping out.
I think I see Phantom over Crossman dropping out personally.
I think I see Phantom more likely to drop out than Crossman, but I think they're both the front runners
Well,
right now.
also we have to take into account Madison Scouts too.
I don't know where this guy's gonna. That's a wild card.
Yeah,
They're
that
in
they
there.
get
They're
thrown
like
in
they're
there too.
top. They're like three out. Like the three out is gonna be just a crapshoot.
Like, who knows? Like, watch two of them fall from finals. Like that's
Could not
like
tell you.
I think that's guaranteed top 12 first three out is
I think.
but the bottom
I think those
five
are gonna be
are up for
close.
debate.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be close.
Then top six is probably gonna be Devils, Coats, Vanguard, Crown, Boston, Cadets.
I could see it.
I think Cavies will be first out of top six, or maybe one of the other top six get bumped out. Like,
Maybe yeah. Maybe we see a change in the guard in terms of brass. Who
yeah,
knows?
like because again, I think Boston Cadets, and almost I think anyone has a chance to take brass this year,
I think so.
but specifically Boston because last year we were a powerhouse on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were loud, and even in 2020, like I heard rumor, but Flow Marching went to Carolina Crowns camp with like almost all of their brass line, and then Boston's with like a third, like 2/3 of ours there, and they said we were louder.
Who knows?
That's
Well,
2020 though, so
I mean, loud doesn't always equal best brass.
quality. But if you're in tune, it makes you louder.
True.
That's
Exactly.
that's music pedagogy.
Big brain. Big word. Big word for
um,
tiny brain.
but I mean, I think that's probably
It's a
top six
crapshoot,
and
dude.
first out.
It's a crapshoot.
And then
We
top
got a good
three.
season of drum corps for us. I don't even want to try. I don't
I
even
mean,
want to. I don't
I
pick
want to throw names in there, but
pick
top. I
any
think
of the top six and just throw darts at the board.
yeah, like
Throw darts to the board.
Like,
Just
like
throw
I have
darts.
two outcomes I think top three could be. It could be how it used to be. Coats, Devils, Santa Clara Vanguard, maybe Crown, Boston, or Cadets appearance in top three. Or it could be like Blue Coats, Boston, Cadets, and maybe throw Devils and Vanguard in one of those spots too.
I don't think
And
we
maybe
drop. I
Crown.
don't think Devils drops. I don't.
Like
I
it could
think
be
Devils
any
is top
way.
three
Like
regardless.
a dartboard is a perfect like thing to do. Like we gotta. Do you have a dartboard?
I do not have a dartboard.
I gotta get one of those
We got to get like a
homemade
random number
dartboards
generator, and just throw names out.
and just see because
There, this is there. This is here. This is all there.
well,
Because
and the thing is, with the top six, only one of them have not released a show yet, and that's
Blue
Bluecoats.
Coats,
They're the only. I think even only one in top 12.
Blue Stars.
Blue Stars too. My bad, but like that. That's surprising. Like you think like it's the week of you're gonna
Yeah.
perform, like you're gonna release it by now. Everyone else did early releases,
Right.
so it's
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. I could not tell you, dude. This is a crapshoot year. This is a year. I think we see a true reset year.
because again, Course came from 2 years off
Right.
or 1 year off, and had a half season. Like, and that's people who used to march drum corps coming back because they didn't march
Right.
in 2021. Like it's everything is different. So I agree that a
It's a
whole
fair
reset.
game for everyone.
Like we could see some upset somehow and see like Devils go to sixth. Like, could you imagine?
I want to know in what world that happens. Because I don't even know. I am a creature of chaos, so I want to see this. I want chaos. Give me
and
chaos.
and captions. I guarantee you, Color Guard will go to Boston still.
I think so.
Like Boston is the best color guard. Not
I think
biased.
so.
Our color guard,
I
like
think
last season,
so.
I was watching the stuff they were doing. I was like, woo!
I think
But
that.
like,
Yeah, I think you're right.
but like brass, I think is up for anybody.
A
Percussion, I think is
visual
probably Devils and Vanguard
cadets.
still, or like maybe Cadets.
You can't tell me a Tom Ongst book isn't good enough to win percussion again.
Well, Vanguard, I'm telling you,
Okay.
Vanguard percussion is so good.
Vanguard percussion is so good.
And then like general effect, like
Oh God, who knows?
that's up in the air. But
I want to see
visual.
I want to see cadets visual. I want to see cadets take visual again.
Yeah, visual I think is pretty up in the air too.
I couldn't
Like,
tell you, dude.
like personally, I don't think Boston will get visual, but I think we could get brass and color guard, and like if our performances go white or like right, not white, right, and so, like say other cores perform a little less, I think Boston could really get that.
We'll see.
Like, depending on the performance level of how everyone is this year, because again, we have a lot of vets.
Yeah.
Like I think the mellophone section is like more than 60% vets.
Wow.
And if I went back, it'd be like almost 70. Because
right.
Like it's.
I think so.
And I'm a loud player too, so
yeah,
I'm two people myself.
We'll see. We'll see, man. This is crazy. This is regardless of whatever happens, it's gonna be a crazy year. And so
I mean that's
I think we just need to be along for the ride.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a ride.
Yeah.
For all drum corps fans, all music fans. Again, if you don't know drum corps and you're just listening to the podcast because you're part of the music community, just go on out to a show. Like tickets can be like $15.
Yeah.
Like depending on the place. Like or just watch YouTube. Just type in drum corps or like you heard a bunch of names today.
There's a bunch of good cadets shows that
Cadets. There are so many drum
05.
corps shows to offer to anybody. Everybody will have something they like at some drum corps show.
For sure.
And even if you don't like, all these orchestral like excerpts they use, there are a lot of different songs they use. They use pop, rock, like rock star. If you like rock star
Carolina Crown.
Great option. You like jazzy shows, you like
Political
very
2018.
powerful shows. Like you have so many options. And if you're new to the drum corps activity, just watch, and you can email us, ask for, hey, like I like this. Do you have any suggestions? Like
If
boop, boop,
you
boop,
want a
here's
full
15
listening
shows.
list, yeah, we can get that. We got a countless plethora of them.
And I
You
just
know,
realized
all my cake recipes,
we can watch any DCI show we want because of that drive.
cake recipes.
um so I mean, we have like there's a drive that's like
The
circling the internet.
definitely
Not
not Blue Coats 2019.
um
Totally not Blue Coats 2019.
but it has a list of shows just for like educational purposes and like for drum corps fans to just
Lot
watch.
tunes,
So like
warm ups.
yeah, and if like you were looking into that, there's a community that has links to a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah,
You can find them all online.
there's a
Uh
Facebook group. I know that.
yeah. And
I'm in one of
we'll be
those
willing to send you any information if you contact us, and
for sure.
because we love drum corps. But as of next week for the podcast, because that kind of concludes DCI kickoff. I mean, next week's just kind of probably going to be a normal podcast. We're probably going to look at clips from almost everyone's first performance, and just
Or a
see
good,
like
decent, at least a couple. Yeah,
yeah, like at least like the big hitters, like the big surprises, and see like best part of the show so far,
yeah, for sure.
and see how the audience is reacting to it and how their first couple scores are going. Because again, this
See,
podcast will be weekly unless we have like a bigger event like DCI Allentown or
San
DCI World
Antonio. Yeah,
Championships. Like there will be a couple more podcasts for those, but overall, I mean this is really episode 1. I know it's episode 2, but this is
it's
really episode
basically
1 in a
episode
way,
one. Yeah,
because this is starting the musical conversation of drum corps, and it will lead into other things eventually, but not almost no other season is really going on right now.
no,
Like show choir won't start till probably the end of drum corps. Like that's not
till school
many
starts. Yeah,
school starts, and marching band will start towards the end of the drum corps.
rehearsals have started, but
Yeah, like
you know,
rehearsals have started. My first rehearsal I go to for the schools I'm with is July 18th.
I started already
I know you. I know.
last week. Yeah,
I know Tarpon. They do their every Tuesday rehearsal, probably every week
Carmel's
still.
going every 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
So, well, it's gonna be
There's a
interesting.
lot of stuff going on, but yeah, it should be a good year.
Like, gonna be a great year for music and getting to teach all people in the arts about all the other parts of the arts. Like
We get drum
like,
corps, we get competitive drum corps back.
yeah, competitive drum corps back. That's why this year is such a big deal.
Yes,
Because first time in basically 3 years that we've actually seen a competitive show.
right.
Because last year, like, yeah, some of those shows debatable could have been competitive shows, but they were mostly like crowd pleasers. Like,
Because
I mean, I
that's
wouldn't say
what
most of them, but a lot of them were. Like,
a lot of them were, but that's just kind of that's
like
fine. I didn't have
I
a
would
problem with it.
consider Zoom more of a crowd pleaser show, just
Oh, definitely.
because
Shall Always
at the
Be was definitely a crowd pleaser.
like with how we had the screens, and how at the end of the show we literally had like our core song going on. Like it was
Right.
more just like a
We had
cool,
all our mashups of
just
our
you know
course best hits.
yeah, like let's just do some cool music and have fun with it.
Yeah. Well, that's the year. That was the year, and that was a pretty damn good one.
So I love Zoom. We have to break up down the books of the
No.
shows we've been into.
Vroom.
Da-
Vroom.
You're done.
Ciao.
I have to contact the people in the staff at in the what's it called?
Drum
I don't
corps.
know. Yeah, I know what it's called. The because I have to go buy my uniform, so they send it to me.
Oh, for Zoom.
Yeah, for Zoom.
Okay.
Because I asked Jack and he said I can do it, but they said that they were going to use it in Ireland, but we didn't end up going to Ireland.
Oh, that's right.
So if I was with Boston this year and we didn't get to go to Ireland, I would have been so bummed out.
Yeah,
So,
man.
but DCI kickoff, we start
DCI
competitive drum corps
kickoff.
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Very exciting. But that
Exciting.
concludes it. So remember, get your pre-orders for your t-shirts for the Life is Better with Music and the Raise Inspiring Productions shirt right behind Mitchell there. Those close August 14th, the day after finals. And that will also be the day of the finals podcast because finals ends at like 12 in the morning. So we're not going to record a podcast at 3 in the morning because
No.
I have to drive back to Columbus and go to work.
Yeah.
But it'll give us time to have everything set in our head too.
Yeah.
But yeah, August 14th pre-orders close, and that's like a couple weeks from when Hades will release too for the field productions for the startup collection. But
Let's go.
yeah, if you have any questions, ideas, compositions, or anything you want to share, make sure you fill out the arts community form on the webpage at raiseinspiringproductions.com. You'll be able to listen to this podcast and episode 1 on YouTube, clips of it on TikTok, Facebook, on the website under the podcast tab, and also clips of it on Instagram and such as well. And forgot to ask this in episode 1 if the audience wants a audio only version to just listen on in the car. If enough of you want it, we will put it on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts or music as well. But as of now, we want the visual look, and if you want an audio only and to where you don't see all the visuals, then we can definitely arrange something with that. But as of now, thanks for joining in, and tune in next week for kind of
DCI week 1.
DCI week 1 and how everyone's doing. So join us next week. You guys all have a great one, and see you then. Peace.